羽ばたいたら踊れない人々目指したのは
Man, you already know where you at. It's Tales from the Crib podcast. It's Messy Tuesday time, and you already know we got the dirt, we got the drama, we got young Jeezy out here saying he want a divorce. We got USA Joe Biden giving out $6 billion, and on top of that, releasing 5 people. What my 40 acres and a mule, Mr. Biden? Middle finger to you. But might as well go hit the subscribe button. Go and hit that like button. Go and hit that notification bell. Cause you already know who the man behind the voice. It's your boy, Jesse J, Philip Supreme 305, with my co-host, Mr. Diddy, Mr.
No, it's
Jean
Chico
Holmes.
Grande Chico 2 times. I thought you were taking us to Nellyville with that intro.
I mean, hey, you know, get your country grammar on. It's the beat, man. I told you be producing all the flames. I like it. Play that beat. Hey, get my salsa on. Somebody pass me the nachos. No refried beans though. We ain't trying to get gassy this episode. But you already know, man. It's episode 123.
Skirt.
Stop playing with us, man. We here. Episode 123. You think we're gonna be here this? You know, it's kind of, I didn't know. We've been doing so many episodes. I could have sworn we did more than 120 episodes.
Oh, we've done like 1 million episodes if you count all the videos we've done.
You think all the mess ups, all the bloopers?
All the podcasts, all the sports clips, all the reactions. If you count the reactions, we've done like 1 million videos.
And but you know what you can count on right now? Our sponsor, non-sponsor, Twisted Tea. You know we got it every
I haven't even
episode.
cracked mine open.
You know I put it on my taxes. Y'all better pay me for this, man. Get the write-off. Wait, can I say that? Is that legal?
I don't know.
We're
We're going to find
We're
out.
gonna get audited. But hey, man, it's time to get the episode started. You ready to start the show?
I've been waiting on you.
All right, man. Hey, looks like here, first news of the day. We got my dog, Young Jeezy, saying he giving up the shrimp fried rice and he coming back with the fried chicken and collard greens. If you
Hold on. Hold on. I gotta hit the "that's racist" button 3 times
Is that
because
bad?
that was ridiculous. How are you racist to your own race and another race at the
I'm an
same
equal
time?
opportunist, man. I'm throwing balls.
You're
at
an
everybody.
equal get canceled. We are like 2.5 minutes in, and here you are throwing slander. I hope Jeezy comes after you.
Listen,
Jeezy, hit us up on the Instagram.
man.
I will drop my co-host below.
You know what? Before we get started, I already know why Jeezy divorced her. Cause soon you seen that as soon as Megan Thee Stallion dropped that new video of her twerking on TikTok.
He ain't going after Megan Thee Stallion.
Who ain't going after? Only person I know not going after Megan Thee Stallion is Aiden Ross. Who ain't going after Megan?
You said you not. You said you're for free Tory.
We getting both still. Free, it's still free Tory.
How could you do both?
See,
You out here doing revenge P.
Nah, but back to the story at hand. Looks like rapper Jeezy on Thursday filed for divorce from his wife and TV show analyst Gina May, according to Atlanta journalists. Ooh, look at reading skills already, man. Look at that.
No comment. Let's see. We got a video here. Let's see what
So
this
here's,
is.
wait, hold on. Before we go on, people were wondering, why did Jeezy get a divorce? Isn't she on The View, right?
No, she's not on The View.
She's on
You've
The
been
Circle?
telling me that she's on The View for
Was
a
she on
week.
The Wire? What's the name of that
She-
show again?
I don't know. It's the fake. It's the Hill Country Fair View.
Hill
It's like, I
Country
think it's
Value?
like The Talk.
It's
Is it The Talk?
It's one of the talk shows she's on. She
No,
gets,
it might be called The Talk.
it could be called The Talk. She has this persona. She goes on that being the nice girl.
And everyone was so happy for it. And like, oh, you found. I'll bring us back on screen since you're not playing the video. But oh, we're so happy you found love, and even with the rapper, you made him loyal. He probably wasn't that loyal.
And then the crazy, you think so? My dog
I
is
know
loyal.
so.
Black men don't cheat. You don't believe in the
I know. You know how I know he's not loyal?
how?
Because Pookie Low knows he's not loyal. He let his man get flushed down the drain, and he never even went back at Gucci.
Oh man, so we ain't even gonna
So
talk
you
about
know he has no loyalty.
True that. We ain't even talk about that right now, but we gonna get back onto this fake persona she giving out. So here's a video of her saying,
Why does she got to be fake? Why is she the fake one?
Why
is he not the fake husband?
watch the video, press the button, you'll find out.
Called me out on it. I didn't notice that I had a hot temper until I got with Jeezy. And here's a person who is my equal and I really respect. And when I would spew some of my old habits, and he was like, like, who? That's not flying here. And also, it would trigger him to come back at me with things where I was like, who the f do you think you are? But I was triggering him. But he never told me to fix my temper. I just saw it and I thought, unless I want to stay in this place where I lose this person I love and I stay in my comfort zone of doing what I want to do and function the way I have for the last 40 years when nobody else had to stop me.
Which obviously has done quite well for you.
Right, I could have. But this was something greater that I wanted. And also a great challenge to myself to say, what if, now that I know it exists and the dragon's there, what if I got rid of that? How do I kill that dragon?
You dated black guys.
Loved black guys, yeah. I did.
The real.
For me, dark meat on the side, white keeps me mean and lean. You know, that's why
What?
That's what I like.
Hold up.
Oh, she's on the real. Not even the talk.
How we get it wrong and we got the clip?
It shows how much you pay attention.
Man, I be
to
everywhere,
these
man.
women talk shows.
I can't know everything. I mean, even though that's what people say, but
They expect you to.
that's horrible. But we ain't gonna talk about that. But I mean, like she said,
But what do you think she said?
like to
She
dark
like
me
me,
out.
but she wants the what she said. The white meat keeps her lean.
The white meat keeps them lean. She keeps the dark. I mean, you know.
Girls is
I don't know.
disrespectful
This
these
is
days.
disrespectful. So if you didn't know, they've been dating for like they been married for 2 years. They had a child together. I've been saying this all along.
That he wasn't gonna stay.
You know me. Oh yeah, and also she was on the TV show where she met a psychic, and the psychic said that this isn't gonna be her. That she's gonna have another marriage.
Oh yeah.
So people say like you should never go to a psychic, especially about your marriage. That's one thing. And also, I've been saying like she got pregnant, and then they announced they was married. Then they announced they was gonna get engaged and everything. And I feel
That's
like
usually how it goes.
I feel like the only reason why, I mean, yeah, it's usually how it goes. Some people don't even get married. Some people just become a baby mama.
Yeah.
But I feel like with her and her culture, like you can't be a baby mama. You gotta get married because they're serious. How many people you know them? They all get married. They don't become a baby mama. They get married first and then they.
Oh, how many people get married before having a baby?
No, I mean with her race.
Oh, I mean, hold on real quick.
I mean, it's might as well just whatever. Okay, Orient.
You know what I was looking at here? A whole bunch of
emotional damage.
Whatever, man. You know these Chinese Oriental people don't play about. I just had to say it. You gonna hit me with it anyway. You know I'm first off, it's not racist because I'm giving them a compliment. You gotta get married. They just don't have babies. They just don't have babies out of wedlock.
So you're basically saying you're part of Team Passport Bros.
Oh no, I don't want none of them. It's all black over here. Black. Keep it black. Black.
You know what that is? You're supposed to be open to every race. It's 2023. It's not 85. It's saying here that you only date one race.
Man, whatever, man. So listen here. This is a plain example of just
Sounded like a certain group of people that wanted a pure bloodline.
Listen here, man. This is a plain example of don't get married just because you had a baby. Just because you have a baby doesn't mean you need to get married because it may not work out. Y'all should have been did this, but I mean, hey, you know she wanted the dark meat on the side, and you know what? One night of salsa dancing, she ended up.
I don't know. She made that comment real weird. Is that like a 2-for-1?
She was
getting Eiffel Towered.
I mean, she was married. She wasn't engaged or married to a white man, but she didn't want to have a baby with him. And then
I
she
think
got
she
with
just
young
wants
Jeezy.
a smorgasbord.
That's probably. I mean, some people are saying like, you know, this is fetishes going on, and like some people want a mixed baby. Like, oh yeah, I want a mixed baby, or oh, I want my baby to be white, or I want my baby to be black, or Jamaican.
You want your baby to be white?
No. Some people like they want their baby to have green eyes and things like that. So they talk to girls.
They look for green-eyed people.
They look for green-eyed girls. You know, like red people with red beards or Germans, Mexican Germans.
Yeah, some people get targeted like that.
They target you out there. You targeted? You
I
want to
plead the
people?
fifth. But I
You
haven't
one of the
targeted
fetishes?
before.
Oh Lord, let me find out you a fetish. People out here fetishing over my co-host.
They're fetishing over my feet pics.
I go to the gym with you. Those feet ain't nice. My feet.
I don't
look
have my
nice.
feet out at the gym.
I see your feet at the beach. I mean on the yacht.
What-
on the pool boat thing. Whatever, man. You know what I'm talking about. But back to the story.
Calm
Yeah.
down, Diddy.
Pause. Come back to the story at hand. Looks like here, Jeannie's also saying that she's trying to contest this whole
Divorce? She don't want to
divorce.
go through with it?
She don't want to go through with it. She said she want to keep her man, but Jeezy said it. He ain't going for it. They both have a prenup. Some people were saying that that Jeannie may try to break the prenup and get his money, even though they both signed a prenup and agreed on it, which doesn't make any sense. Like, when is a prenup not valid? Like, why? I thought we did the prenup because you wasn't here for the
Well,
money.
prenups can sometimes have stipulations. Like, they can have cheating stipulations. So it might be like that the richer person has that, or the superstar has that to protect their assets. But if they cheat, that basically makes it null and void. So some people are like, okay, well, if I can't get access to your money, that means you can't cheat and there be no repercussions.
True, and that makes
So
sense.
that always is a factor.
Yeah, that's true. And also, if what she's saying is true about like how she's a fire breathing dragon, she was trying to tame that fire, but she couldn't tame it.
I mean, how does she not know that she has a mouth? That's what I want to know.
Are you surprised? Are you surprised that she has a mouth? Even though the persona she put on the real talk.
because like 98% of women have a mouth.
So basically, saying you shouldn't get married unless you're trying to tame a dragon.
I mean, you have to.
Are you?
You got to be like the Cowboys back in the day. You gotta tame that buck and bronco.
You see, and the Cowboys ain't tame a Bronco since what? You said 30 years now.
The Broncos country. That's right.
Nobody know about Russell Wilson. He can't even
Hey,
tame
he
Sierra.
tamed Sierra. Future couldn't even tame her. But I don't know, because
gave up-
Future also said
She belongs to the streets.
He gave her baby kick it to the curve. Now imagine that. Imagine you
she
get.
had her own money. She gonna get kicked no curb. She danced her way to more
Now she's
money.
a baby mama, just like Jeannie Mae.
And then she found a man of the cloth, man of the Lord.
True that. But
Is
look
that
at
what you're gonna look for?
a girl with no kids.
A religious woman.
Oh, you gotta keep me on tap, Gavin. Come on, man. You know I'll be flip flopping.
This man is snitching on himself. So he already let
I
you
talk
know.
to girls with kids.
You talk to them. You don't wife them.
Oh God.
You just play uncle for a little bit.
We on the 12 minutes in and you already disrespected me. You're beating the record.
Hey, you started this episode with mentality.
Oh man, but whatever. But how you feel about this whole situation with Jeezy getting a divorce? And he said he don't even want to work on it. That's how bad it is.
I mean, I don't really care. I stopped messing with Jeezy back in the day. I haven't listened to him since. I don't even really remember. I'd have to pull up my phone to see the last Jeezy album. It was probably that. What is that? Or was it like 808, the all black album?
TM 101.
Was that what it was? Yeah, TM 101. That's probably the last one.
Or my
I listened
President's
to.
Black album? Or the
No,
Recession album?
it was the TM one. I know for a fact.
Oh, okay. So
Whatever the one was with letters and numbers, that one with the black cover.
I don't know, but comment below. Let us know how you feel about this whole Jeezy situation. Do you really feel like Jeezy don't really like? What do you think actually
I feel
happened?
like what happens with two people that are famous is that makes it tough, because it's really better if you're famous to get like a regular person that could be almost like an assistant and help you, so that way they could be with you a lot. But if you're both famous or both celebrities, or one's a news reporter, one's an athlete, one's an artist, it doesn't work out because your schedule basically makes it where y'all got to be at different places all the time. So eventually you barely see someone, a few times over 6 months or a year, and that goes on and on. You're going to grow apart. And I think that's what happens with a lot of celebrity relationships. If you're not hanging out with someone, you're not putting that time in, you're probably going to grow apart.
And I feel like, my dog Jeezy got tired of being a dragon trainer, because, it gets tiring. Waking up every day, you got to battle the world, you got to go to work, deal with all this stuff, and then the next year to go home and tame some fire-breathing dragon just because, you left the toilet seat up today. It ain't my fault I left the toilet seat up. You should look before you sit down. Why don't you look before you
You
sit
be
down?
setting traps. I can already tell.
I be setting myself up. Like, this is the third time I told you to take out the trash.
That's what some of my co-hosts' exes used to say. Is it you that keeps on flipping up the seat? And I'm like, I don't do that evilness.
You weren't doing it on purpose.
It's Jesse
But
J.
why don't they look? It doesn't make any sense. I look. You look.
Maybe they're like dogs where they could only see gray.
Moving on.
I'm just kidding.
Moving on to the next topic.
I saw a meme where it was like a bunch of dogs in a car, and it was like the dog even in the driver's seat, and he goes, "Go!" The light turned gray. I don't know, it's stupid, but it made me laugh.
That made me laugh. But that's enough about this topic. Moving on to the next topic here. Looks like while everybody was at the VMAs watching Megan Thee Stallion shake those bongos, while Selena Gomez was out here giving Chris Brown the stale face because she ain't still haven't forgave him for, giving Rihanna the you get, even though I did. You forgave Chris Brown?
I don't know. I really just don't want to say anything, because if I say anything, I get slandered. It seems like if I say, Chris Brown seemed like he learned his lesson, they're like, oh, then that means that you condone everything he's done his whole life. But if I'm like, Chris Brown, he's bad, he did this and this and this, they're like, what happened to second chances?
He was
you don't
17.
believe in yeah. So I'm gonna just stay in the middle. That's where I stay.
Stay in the gray?
I'm gonna stay in the gray. Sometimes you gotta stay in the gray.
Nah, but back to the story at hand. Looks like Nicki Minaj and Zoo had Cardi B and Offset shook, leaving early at the VMAs. So you know why you seen that video of Offset getting all freaky with Cardi B at the VMAs? I guess Nicki Minaj did perform. I do remember that because I remember I posted
She had
the
a new
video.
diss song and she performed it, right?
I think she performed another diss songs, sneak dissing Megan Thee Stallion again.
I thought she was dissing
Lotto.
Cardi B and Lotto in her new song.
Probably she's dissing. She be dissing everybody. She don't want nobody to be up there with her.
I didn't know. I thought the VMAs fell off. I didn't think like people really cared anymore. I know back in the day, in like the early 2000s, that they were huge deals, and it would be almost like everyone like make sure you're on your TV at like 8/7 Central. It's the VMAs. You're gonna watch like the red carpet, and you're gonna watch like.
Oh, you didn't even know about this
the
coming on, did you?
Intro is super huge, and they always do like a crazy high budget intro with like celebrities and stuff. And I didn't think it was still like that. I thought the last few years it was kind of like a dud, but this year it seemed like it kind of came back a little bit.
And you missed it because of Ahsoka. It came on Tuesday.
Oh yeah, sorry, Star Wars reigns supreme.
That's what I was like. That's crazy. Like you got Ahsoka.
I saw all the clips on Instagram and stuff, and a couple of clips on YouTube, but no, I did not watch it live.
So it looks like here, Offset seen Nicki Minaj and them. Nicki seen Offset. They allegedly said Offset them ran, but as soon as they ran, I guess Offset seen one of Zoo's homeboys on Instagram. He hit him with a DM. We got a video right here of what's going on. Play it, co-host.
Offset, where you at?
Fucking money, man. What's up? Yeah. Where niggas at, man? Yeah. Plan that vacation. Yeah. Don't be planning your funeral, pussy. Hey, come on, hey, nigga, legendary. That's the start. Let's get going, man. We'll meet you on your vacation, nigga. That's a
Oh my god!
This is what he sent out. Offset.
You're not allowed in your hood. I did my research. You and Charlotte too.
You 40, you grown, messing with. So I guess this whole thing's going on. So I guess Nicki Minaj and Cardi got their beef. So Offset's doing his thing, trying to defend his wife, trying to step in and I guess go at Zoo. But people really don't. I really don't even hear about Big Zoo like that. We was watching interviews about people talk about the situation, and they were like, "We didn't know Big Zoo about one situation. This is a bad situation, and we don't even want to talk about that." So I don't know. And do you really respect a man that lives with a wife that makes more money than him?
No, I feel like he got the cheat code.
You a pussy. You wouldn't. You're going back and forth.
But I don't like Nicki Minaj's husband, not because he was a regular dude that got a superstar wife. The reason I don't like him is because what he allegedly does and what he has to register for every year. He's a registered offender, and so I don't even think he should have been allowed at the VMAs. I'm gonna bring us back on screen, but I saw a lot of people in the comments that said all Cardi B has to do is bring her kid to the VMAs, and Zoo
What?
and Zoo can't come.
He can't come on.
They'll have to leave.
I don't know. I mean, sexy.
So-
I don't think you'll bring kids to the VMAs because Sexy Red said that they don't even feed her. They don't even give you no food at the VMAs.
That's what I mean. It went downhill. They used to feed you back in the days when NSYNC and Nelly were performing.
Now they're like, nah, you can't even get peanuts here. Y'all better go get the vending machine, get some hot Cheetos. But
It's,
hey, I mean, it's what they always have in the vending machines: the veggie sticks and hot Cheetos, which you can always depend on.
I doubt they had veggie sticks.
True as the VMAs. No, but back to the situation. So, I mean, they never met up. They never got in a fight because the next day, Offset, as you're seeing, he went to Kai's house at the 24-hour streaming
They
thing,
did the summer party stream.
which is crazy, which is funny as heck. You seen Offset chair break. You seen a whole bunch of rapping. They even allegedly said that he was talking to some other girl cheating on Cardi B. Why
Oh
is it-
yeah, I did hear those rumors. Were like, oh, well, you could hear in the background that there was like girls off to the side, off camera.
Look at
They
that.
said, "Listen, if you listen closely."
See, always disrespecting. So I mean, you got that situations, but I don't even know. I really feel like I think Cardi B and Nicki Minaj just need to fight. That'll help it. Like once they
mean,
fight, they get this all over with.
You know what they fight would remind me of?
What?
It's like when people put on those like hamster balls and they run into each other. It'll just be like boom, boom, boom.
BBLs everywhere.
Yeah,
All the plastic.
it'll be all BBL bounce.
I don't know, but I can't wait till this Nicki Minaj album come out because she's been dropping songs from the album and all that. So I'm pretty sure it's gonna
Are
be.
you a barb?
Of course, and it's gonna be like 3 or 4 diss tracks on there against Cardi B and Lotto. I
I
can feel
thought
the
Coi
whole thing.
Leray was your favorite female rapper.
Coi Leray is my new generation favorite female rapper because she dissing Lotto right now. Anybody that's dissing Lotto, I'm all for.
I thought you were all on Lotto's dump truck.
21 Savage got that. She mess with foreigners.
Just because he's British.
He just need a green card, and she dumb enough to give it to him.
Oh, never mind.
Pause. Nah, but how you feel about this whole situation? Are you tired of this whole Cardi B and Nicki Minaj situation? Because this has been going on
I
since
don't know. It
motorsports.
seems like kind of fake. I mean, I feel like they were there. Who knows if they just thought like, oh, these people are acting dumb, so let's just leave. I don't know if they were really scared, but you know, he might have left early because he did have Kai's stream to go to.
But how fake is that? Like, why would you already know what the deal is? You
I
already
mean,
know.
they're not gonna do anything at the VMAs where there's 1,000,001 cameras. I mean, it'll be open and shut case immediately.
But
And
why
I'm
would
pretty
you-
sure this guy, who's already been getting trouble because they've been moving around and changing locations, and he hasn't been updating his location with the offender list. So he's already been getting in trouble with his.
offenders thing?
I think he's like still on parole or something like
He's probably
that.
using the excuse like I'm her bodyguard. Like when we
I
live in
gotta protect
hotels,
my wife.
so we go to hotel to hotel, so you really can't. Like it's probably a process. Like you have to send it in. It takes like 48 hours or like a month or something to go through. And like you're a
They're
rap.
like, we faxed them.
You're
They
like,
just said they didn't get the fax. I don't know how it goes, but
something like that. Something crazy.
I'm getting tired of Nicki Minaj. I feel like she's getting old.
She's already old. I mean, she's been rapping for a long
I
time.
mean, we're old, but she's old. She's like your age old.
She's older than me. Stop playing.
Y'all graduated the same year.
The lies. But you disrespectful. But nah, I'm just ready for this music to drop. I just want Nicki Minaj to drop this album so she can just end the debate. You already know she's the hottest female rapper, still out. She's still the queen. Ain't nobody better than Cardi B. I mean, better than
Cardi
Nicki
B.
Minaj.
You know the real truth. Cardi B, baby. What is
She said-
What is Cardi B's fans called?
A Barb? No. Barb's is Nicki Minaj. Cardi, I don't know.
Cardis.
The Cardis, the Bees, the Bodak Yellows.
The Playboy Cardis.
No, oh yeah, that's what I'm finna say. So I don't know why. Like, if you already know your girl beefing with the other girl, why don't you just DM the dude Zoo? Like, why are you DMing Zoo homeboy?
I
It's like,
wouldn't be DMing nobody.
you just pull up.
I would just have like a girl gun go and headbutt her. Because you would look crazy if you had to send a dude to beat up a chick. You got to send a girl to beat up a girl and just have her just
Star Brim. And I know Cardi B chill with that Star Brim girl that she got in that little strip club.
Just call Blueface. Put that call in.
You Blueface out with everybody.
Hey, you want to get a shout out on my Instagram for your Zeus Network show? I need Krishan on a private jet flown out here, and I need her to headbutt my op. She would do it. For 20 bands.
20 bands. It's a combination. Nah, but comment below. Let me know how you feel about this whole Nicki Minaj Cardi B situation. Are you tired of it? Do you feel like, they just need to fight, get it over with, or just
they would be like the biggest celebrity boxing match ever. Could you imagine if they were on like
this bigger than Tommy? This bigger than Tommy
Jake Paul card.
This bigger than Nate Robinson versus Logan Paul. I mean Jake Paul.
No, that was at the beginning. That wasn't that big of a one.
Is it bigger than Jeezy versus Gucci Man in Versus?
Yeah.
Bigger than that?
Yep.
I think
because we know Jeezy didn't do anything in that Versus.
Jeezy won.
No, he didn't.
He had the hits. 20 hits.
Gucci got way more hits than Jeezy.
Whatever. Comment below. Let me know how you feel about that blasphemy. But moving on here, man. Looks like we going political right now. We going political. Looks like here one of the people that's running for the Democratic candidate, she needed some extra money for her Virginia run. I'm a supporter, but the way she was going about it.
Supporter of what?
I'm supporting her. She went all out. What kind of person is gonna get on all fours? She covers all the positions. She for me. She for you. She for everybody. But looks like here we have Susan, I forgot.
Sounds like some of your Yelp reviews.
My Yelp reviews are fire on Yelp. But looks like here we got a video. Play the video, co-host.
Hi, everyone. I'm Laura Ingram. This is the Ingram Angle from Washington tonight. Thanks so much for being with us. This wild news story about a Virginia Democrat, Susanna Gibson, is something we've not seen before. Now, according to screenshots made available to the AP, Gibson and her husband have been filming and posting their sexcapades online for cash.
I can't believe they're showing that.
Roanoke, huh?
What?
That's not far. The model in his underwear.
Talk about pay-for-play schemes here. Ew. Well, perhaps even more shocking, though, her reaction to this story. She told the Washington Post that this revelation is an illegal invasion of my privacy and designed to humiliate me and my family. Sweetheart, I think you did a pretty good job with that yourself. How is this an invasion of privacy when the Post is reporting that Gibson is said to have posted more than a dozen videos in September 2022, which is after she officially entered the race? But Gibson, gotta hand it to her, has now turned defiant. It won't intimidate me and it won't silence me, she said. There's no line my political opponents won't cross to silence women when they speak up. What? Who's trying to silence her? She's the one who originally put the videos online for profit. Yet we're now supposed to be offended by Republicans who are talking about it? Yeah, okay.
So it sounds like my co-host trying to silence women.
The videos, the worst gutter politics. Pot, kettle, black.
That's horrible. All she wanted was a couple bonds so she can win this Democratic candidate position. That's all she wanted to do to change rights. She wanted to make life better for women.
She was trying to get in position to win a position.
Oh, sniz that. Have you ever been in one of them chats where like you get to tell them what to wear? Like, oh yeah, I want you to do this, and then like you be like, all right, send me $5.
I don't know. Tell us how it works.
What So basically, like you on this website, right? And they sitting down in this room, but for some reason this room don't got no furniture in it. It just got an air mattress. I don't know why it got an air mattress, but it's an air mattress, and she's sitting there in like some skimpy Walmart drawers, and then she be like, "What you want me, daddy?" I be like, "Girl," and you start talking to her, and you start talking to her, and like she'll like talk to you for like 3-4 messages, and after that she be like, "Send me some money, daddy. I need something for you," and then you send her $5.
Oh my God, I was completely joking. And you go into a whole description.
I'm just letting
Tell us more about how you spend your weekends.
Man, just know I almost got in trouble. I lied and said those calls wasn't from your mama. And then we got charged $185 on our phone
You
bill.
did that on your granny's phone.
It wasn't my granny house, actually. It was back in the day when I was a
know.
kid. Let's see it, man. I remember I used to call my mom, be like, "Hey, mom, what's your birthday again?" She'd tell me her birthday and her year and everything. Like, all right. And then I call other people, like, I was born in 75.
Man, you are snitching on yourself like crazy.
Nah,
And
but
you're a terrible son. How did you not know your mother's birthday?
I mean, I didn't know the year. You know your mom. You know your
Terrible
mom's
son.
year.
Yeah.
You know your dad's year.
Yeah.
Whatever. I guess so. You ain't got a lot of. I got 2 dads. I can't know everybody's birthday.
You grew up with 2 dads?
100 pounds.
Is that what they taught you? They taught you the ground and pound?
I mean, hey, I'm the pull-out champion. But back to what I was saying. Like, I mean, with her, she just wanted extra money. Like, I don't understand what the problem is, but at the same time, her saying, "Oh yeah, these people are trying to mess up my campaign. I'm gonna sue them and everything." Like, I mean, you put the videos out so anybody can see them, even though they're behind a paywall. I'm pretty sure they on P-Hub. Tasty Blacks. Well, she white, yeah.
You were just unhinged today. Talking about all these little X-rated sites you're on.
I'm just saying. I'm trying to put y'all on game. We need a
You're
sponsorship.
about to put people on shame.
Horrible. But is this wrong? Do you feel like she did anything wrong here?
I mean, I think
besides
she
the
should
comment?
know better. I mean, I wouldn't imagine that anyone going in this service industry would even think of trying to go for public office. I mean, because you got to know if you're running for something that's going to be used against you.
You don't think Hunter Biden is going to run for office soon?
He didn't run for office.
You think soon he will run for office?
No.
Why? I'll vote for
Because
Hunter.
he already got hooked up. He doesn't need to get hooked up anymore.
Oh, he'd be hooked up, all right.
Yeah. He'd be hooked up so much.
Get him in trouble. He about to get his dad indicted. You
Pretty
see
much.
this? You talk about that? Like he might get indicted, and then Kamala Harris might end up being the president. I don't know. It's gonna be crazy. But back to this lady right here. So I mean, with Susan, I mean, I hope she does. I hope she wins. Hope she wins and she just shits on all these haters. Cause I mean, all she wanted to do was have some kiki fun with her husband and run for office. Why you can't do two? Why you can't have a side job? They always say you can't have a competitive job. You know, you can run for president, but you can't do no other presidential stuff. Why can't this ain't presidential stuff? This S work.
I just think it's probably in their book. They probably have isn't it like a teacher? Like a teacher has a code of conduct. That's why when teachers get found out that they have like secret fan accounts that and they get exposed, or a student finds it and exposes it, that they get fired. Because I think they have like to their standards, a code of conduct, and that if you're doing that, you're breaking that code of conduct. So some places actually have that. That's why a lot of people have private accounts now.
So
because they know the jobs be out there searching.
So what you're saying is he should just stop running for this candidate spot and just go full on OF and just make a whole bunch of money off of that.
They might as well, man. I mean, I don't understand if they're already making bank. I don't know. I would not want to be.
And on top of that, she says that her husband lets her mess with other dudes, but she, I mean, no, she lets him mess with other girls. They bring other girls in, but she can't bring other dudes in.
So she's trying to be. He's like an Adam 22.
Pretty much. No, except for like she ain't messing with no girl. She ain't messing with no dudes. It's only strictly girls. So they don't.
Oh yeah, how Adam 22 was before.
Exactly.
Until he got exposed.
So I mean, what she really should be doing is, instead of talking to these people trying to mess up her whole candidacy, she need to talk to her husband. Be like, you need to be fair. I'm out here letting you mess with all these girls. You gotta let me get grounded pounded by a BBC. All that, Jesse. I got you.
I want to know what you were doing like before I got to the studio, because it sounds like you got.
I did a lot of research on it. I mean, I found a couple of videos.
Check if you're starching your socks.
They said that she been dropping videos since September. I have 5 of them in my phone right now.
We're gonna move on to the next topic. For my coach gets in any more trouble.
Oh Lord, moving on.
Speaking of getting in trouble,
looks like moving on.
And speaking of some, coach, can you do me a favor?
What?
Could you put your glasses on that notebook? so we stop hearing it flutter. Thank you, man. But we got another crazy topic, something that you cannot believe. But
Looks
hottest female artist
Uh-huh.
probably right now, Sexy Red addresses shooting rumors that left 2 shot and 1 dead. I thought, did they say 1 or 2 people died? I thought it was 2 people.
like 2 shot, 1 dead.
Okay, so we got a video clip. Is this like it happening?
Yeah. He can captain everything. Matrix style. He followed around.
I probably don't want to
It's
get
gonna go off real soon. It's over.
I don't want to get copyrighted for that. What's gonna go off?
The song.
The song's gonna pop off?
It's gonna go off. Plus the song's not even out yet.
Still, they'll come back and get us. Man, this is some weak footage.
So allegedly what's going on is that Sexy Red had a video shoot for Shake Your Dread. It was in Broward County, Florida. Looks like here somebody allegedly got shot, but I guess they got shot allegedly across the street at some gas station, but people are trying to pin it on her, trying to mess up my girl whole rap career, because you already know what happens when somebody gets shot at your video shoot. They try to label you as like
A menace.
a menace. They start cutting.
Who got shot though? Was it random people or was it any her people's?
No, it was a random person. It wasn't nobody of her people. I mean, if it was one of her people, you better not say nothing about that if you don't want them to mess up your money. Because as soon as you admit it's your people, then, they there for your show. They're there for your video. But, I mean, Sexy Red
Would
already...
you let Sexy Red be your baby daddy?
Yes. I sent her $30 for a 5-minute video chat.
That's not what I meant.
Nah, but looks like Sexy Red already got on it. As soon as this came out, the next day Sexy Red dropped a post on Snapchat already talking about the situation.
This is Instagram, right?
Oh, it's Instagram or Snapchat, one of the two.
She says, I send my condolences to the family of the man who lost his life and prayers up for the person who was wounded, but I gotta address the rumors that it happened at my video shoot because stuff is not true at all. To be clear, it happened at a gas station across the street from my video set. Florida Highway Patrol and Broward County Sheriff confirmed the shooting wasn't on my set. I'm just trying to work hard, make good music, connect with my fans. Please don't try to twist narratives and put this on a B. Don't put it on a B. Don't put that on me, Ricky.
It's like, one thing I gotta say is, out of all the female rappers, Sexy Red gotta have the best music. Because when I heard this Shake Your Dread song, I was like, this gives me Waka Flocka Chief Keef vibes.
Classic Waka Flocka Chief Keef vibes.
But I mean, with this, it's like, when you making music like that, it's gonna be fights, it's gonna be violence, it's gonna be like the whole. You remember when Nuck If You Buck came on?
Yeah.
It's like everybody started pushing and everything. So it's only
I remember some places didn't even want to play it because they're like, people get too rowdy.
True, and that's
people start bumping into each other, and then like real fights and shit pop off.
True that, and then that's when as soon as that started happening, that's when rappers started changing up and started making different music, because they started realizing you can't. I can't make that much money with this. That's how you remember first Dirk was making that kind of music, and then he started going clean.
Well, that's because he signed to a label.
The Homicide album?
No.
His first album on a major record label?
Let me pull it up. I'm going to pull it up on my phone.
What's it called? So, as soon as street rappers, and not street rappers, like with the guys, they'll start making songs like this, like Waka Flocka and Chief Keef and them start making songs like this, and then after a while, it sounds good, it gets YouTube views and everything, but then concerts don't want to let you book their venue for your shows. Then when you trying to do
his first CD was like Remember My Name.
Yeah, remember that, and hit the song Homicide on there. What was it, Homicide? Yeah,
500 Homicides.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, that song on there. They're trying to make him be like.
Yeah, he always got look at these features from his first album. He got Jeremiah, Logic, Hypno Carlito, and let me see. Who is this? Let me make sure my volume's down. King Poe. Who the hell is that? I don't know. But yeah, he's signed with the label. It was signed with Def Jam.
Yep.
Him and Lil Reese signed with Def Jam. Yeah, because it's like Chief Keef basically was signed by Universal, and he couldn't do any shows. He couldn't do any shows in Chicago. They definitely banned him as soon as they would be like, no, it's too much of a public safety risk.
Too much of a public safety risk because they got to hire more cops and more security. You already know how they feel about not how they always complaining about, you know, cops don't have enough money, so don't got enough money to hire security to do overtime. So they rather not just have you perform at their venue spot. So then that's what happens when they start doing it, you know, free concerts on top of gas stations.
I'm trying to remember if it was. Hold on, I'm pulling up. Chief Keef's old album.
You know,
it was Interscope.
Yeah,
Interscope. Yeah, he signed with Jimmy Iovine.
But you know,
in Interscope.
You know what's good about the good part about this is she's saying like she had all the paperwork and everything she needed for this whole situation. But like we did another topic a couple of days ago of Raw 49 and the French Montana thing when there was
their video got shut up.
Their video got shut up but they didn't have the proper paperwork. They were like just popping up out of nowhere. And, you know, that's what got to thinking like all these music videos you be seeing like in front of random gas stations and everything. They don't have
they don't get a permit.
They don't got no permit for that. So that's why you always see them get shut down at the end. The cops come. So
you know, but speaking else of getting shut down,
what
we need to talk about?
That's a perfect segue.
We got what is it? What's this dude's name? CJNG? Is that
we got okay.
Oh, that's
so we
the
got
cartel. Oh, PESO.
Pluma.
Pluma.
Right,
yeah,
man.
sorry.
How you part?
I don't.
You German and Spanish.
Yeah, but I ain't seen him. I've only just seen him now for making the news because of this, but I had not heard of him before. He had not been on my radar. I'm just being honest.
PESO Pluma is huge. I'm over here looking at his videos. He getting over 222 million views, like over 222 million views
and
on
he's
videos.
from Mexico?
I want to say,
or is he from somewhere else?
I want to say, let me see, what's my dog from? Let's see here, PESO.
Pluma, Pluma.
PESO Pluma is a Mexican musician. He's 24 years old. Looks like here he was born in Jalisco, Mexico.
Jalisco.
Let's see here, man. My Cuban side won't let me say it.
Yeah.
So you know,
or Jalisco.
So basically, what's going? I was gonna put up his songs. So basically, what's going on? Like I said earlier, he got a whole bunch of music coming. A whole bunch of music. I can't even say these names of these songs. That's the crazy part.
Yeah, I mean, and if you don't know, check out our other channel, Crib Reactions. We just hit 6K subs on that channel, and we check out music from all over the world. And we check out all kinds of international artists. You know, artists from the Philippines, from South Korea, from Japan, from Spain, from Mexico. But we haven't checked him out.
This one right here. What's his name? El Bilican? El Bilican with PESO Pluma and Raul Vega. That song got, probably, I don't know. Do you know he got a song with Becky G? I ain't know that. Okay.
I probably said it wrong.
He probably said, I don't know. But, you know, he got a whole bunch of big songs out there that go viral. And I guess with his music, he got songs showing guns and everything. But we know we got a video for this.
So disappointed and sad at the same time because I bought these tickets like the day they were released. So I waited like the whole 6 months.
PESO Pluma is her favorite artist, and this
Pluma.
was going to be her first concert ever. So Martinez, like other fans, took to social media, initially asking if the rumors were true.
I honestly thought it was a glitch in the Ticketmaster app. So I went online, Ticketmaster.com, and I searched it up. And then on the event, it didn't have the date anymore.
Martinez received an official email with the change this morning, saying no refunds would be issued at this time.
Damn.
In a statement late Tuesday, Pfizer Forum attributed the change to, quote, unforeseen circumstances. We called Pfizer Forum directly to find out more details, but are still waiting to hear back. In the meantime, his concert in Rosemont has been postponed and the one in Indianapolis canceled. CBS 58 News is aware recent death threats by the Jalisco New Generation cartel were reported in Mexico Tuesday morning. Banners telling the artist not to show up at his Tijuana concert set in October because, quote, it will be your last show due to your disrespect and loose tongue. This after some of his music inspired and derived from the narco corrido genre has drawn controversy, directly referencing El Chapo and his son. At least 6 of his scheduled concerts across the nation have now been canceled or postponed. PESO Pluma has not publicly acknowledged the threat, and for now, the shows in Mexico for October and November are still on schedule. Reporting at
See, and with this
Shout out Jalisco. They make if you ever go and you see Mexican restaurants with that on it, that means they're really good.
I seen those restaurants always look dirty. They good.
The dirtier means the better the food is.
Really, that's the rule for Mexican food.
Kind of, sort of, but not really. It's like a lot of times it's like the building is old, but if you actually go inside, it's like clean.
See, that's crazy. See, but back to the situation. So people, I was doing a lot of research on this, and then people were saying like, you know, if PESO Pluma was doing a whole bunch of shows in the United States, he'll be fine. He wouldn't really have anything to worry about. But when he goes to like these Spanish places, it's like with Mexico, like they're so corrupt.
Yeah.
No, they're so corrupt. You don't know who's really part of who's getting paid off by the cartel, because you know people and the politicians are paid off by the cartel as police officers. So you can be getting escorted. You think it's your security guarded? No, escorted. Like, you know, he's a artist, so he's getting
get it like a police escort.
A police escort, and next thing you know, you get shot because he's getting paid off by the cartel.
Yeah,
so it's scary for him. So you know that's
or
why
they could capture you, and then they would extort you.
Exactly. You know, all because I'm not sure if they were saying like, I think he's part of like he's on El Chapo's side. You know, El Chapo has his side. El Chapo has children, and I guess his children has another enemy, and they're part of this.
I wouldn't want to be a part of any of that. So respect to both sides. Respect to both cartels. No disrespect from over here. We don't know anything, and we did not pick no side.
Oh, but what I do know is that I was doing some more research to CG&G. You know, they don't play like they real. I mean, I don't want to say petty,
they're real gangsters.
If you talk bad about them online and it goes big,
I think you better watch out before they
come for me.
Get you.
I'm to send an apology video out. I'm sorry.
They're gonna make you apologize like South Park. Apologize.
Pause. Sorry, but I mean, you know, I need y'all to comment below. Let us know how important this is, because I mean, they're saying like, you know, this is serious. This is one people you don't want to beef with as a cartel. I mean, since I went to Texas, I seen like, you know, people really don't play with that cartel stuff.
I mean, yeah, especially if you're on a border town, like they operate right there too. So like, I wouldn't even mess around with that. They play for real. So leave them alone, and they'll leave you alone.
Do you think he's ever gonna be able to do shows again in
Oh yeah, I think that the this CJNG they must have been listening to Mimo 600 Duck Your Show.
Oh my god!
Because now they got him ducking his show.
That's great, and I don't even know like some of the Mexican music even rapped about guns and violence. I thought it was.
What do you mean? Everybody has drill music now. The whole world does. Brooklyn has their own version of drill. London has their own version of Brooklyn drill. I mean, everyone is trying to make music like
I thought it was all love
Chief
songs.
Keef, Lil Reese, Lil Durk, and G Herbo, Fredo Santana did back in the day.
I thought it was all Selena music. That's crazy, but I mean,
wait, you said what? You thought it was all what?
Selena music. What? That bad?
Racist.
Selena makes amazing music.
No one makes Selena music but Selena.
Oh my god! I mean, like, what kind of? She's making like love music.
Queen.
The love music, whatever, like that.
She made all kinds of music.
Really, for real?
It wasn't all love music. She made like pop music, upbeat music. She made sad music. She had albums in English. She had albums in Spanish. She did it all.
Okay, school me on Selena real quick.
Yeah.
All right, but I mean, you know,
you better watch out before you get smacked down.
You know, our prayers go out.
You know, she has her own statue.
in San Antonio. You know, I did see she was on. She was,
I think no, it's in Corpus Christi, I believe. They have a nice statue of her.
it's like shack, like a big shack.
They made her look like a mermaid. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay,
I've
okay.
seen it on TV or in a movie. It looks decent.
Okay, but comment below. Let me know how you feel about the whole Selena statue, and let me know how you feel about the whole Peso Pluma situation. Like, will this end? Will he ever be able to go to Tijuana again, or any? This is right here, Tijuana. Yeah, any other places? And moving on to the.
He'll probably just say like, "Oh, I was sorry. I just shouldn't have spoke on something that I'm not a part of." And if he says I'm donating money to both sides, I'm pretty sure he'll be forgiven.
Nah, then El Chapo side gonna be on you. But
Huh?
what, you a traitor? You can't be going back. Yeah, you know what else is
But
crazy?
was it? Was he really? Does he really have bros on that side, or is he just singing like El Chapo's the best? Just like how people randomly just say like they like someone, so they say they're the best.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure he's on the El Chapo side. And I mean, with the
I
whole,
wonder if he truly has connections, or if he's just like a fan. Is what I'm trying to say. If he's a fan of his, or like his reputation, or if he really has connections.
you know, honestly, like I really don't understand why people still go to Mexico, because it's all like corrupt and dangerous. Like,
Oh yeah, you know that's one thing my grandma told me back in the day was like I would ask her about Mexico, and she's like, "There's no reason to go." And I
it's
was
like
like, "No,
Miami.
grandma, like I don't want to see like some of the places that like you've been and stuff." And she was like, "There's no reason. There's no reason to go. Just stay here, check out other places in the United States. There's no
Yeah,
reason to go over to Mexico for nothing."
it's corrupting.
I
Yeah,
mean, I just think just like for personal safety, because like you said, you never know if someone's corrupt for themselves or corrupt for this cartel or that cartel, or is just on their own evil stuff. I mean, it could be any of the above, and you're literally at their mercy.
true. And I'm always hearing people talking about they getting pulled over by crooked cops on the side of the road. Then they find a
They
marijuana.
make you pay so much.
Yeah, they make you pay so much just because.
So, and they're like, you know, they basically get extorted. Or, I mean, they even have videos where people get captured and then they end up on some of those crazy websites where, you know, gruesome things happens to them.
Oh
So
well,
it's
yeah,
like,
I was scared of those websites.
I ain't trying to go out like that.
Yeah, you just, I mean, I guess not even the tourist part is. I would say stay in the tourist part, but I remember somebody said one of the tourist people were there, and there was an Airbnb, and they like died because of the stove was on, and the stove was on.
Oh, yeah, it was a carbon monoxide leak.
You don't even know how that happened. So it's always something crazy going on, and
I mean, that's really the risk you run anytime you leave the
but it's
United
a beautiful
States and go to a
place.
place that has, you know, maybe alleged, you know, corruption, or they have cartels or mob type
True.
organizations that basically run the area.
Nah, but I had a homeboy when I came here, and we called him Telemundo. That's his name. That's what we called him. He was cool with that.
It's just because he wanted friends,
He
not
was an older man.
not because he accepted racism.
Nah.
He just wanted to have
My
friends at work.
dog Telemundo was cool as heck. He used to be like, "Man, I live in Mexico. I got two houses. But I got two houses, and I come here. I come to San Antonio probably like 4 months out of the year. Make probably like $10,000, $15,000, then take it all back home, and then I'm on vacation the whole time in Mexico." And I'm like, "You're living like a king." He was like, "Yeah." And I'm like, you my role model, Telemundo.
I, hold on.
What?
Let me just get one more in there. But I have actually seen TikTok videos of people that are passport bros, or they just like to live remote. Basically, they have a job in America where they make a decent amount of money, but they live in other countries where the American dollar goes really far. So they basically can have, you know, like penthouse apartments in high rises and be at the most lavish places. And, you know, maybe they're only making like 80 or 100,000 American, which is, you know, you're doing decent, but overseas in some places that you're at, you know, you're basically like a millionaire.
True.
So it's like, I've seen that advertised. I don't know, that might be fun. Especially I think if you're someone that's in their 20s and you get a job that you could work remote, I would maybe say do it, man. Live wherever you want. Go all over the world. Go over Europe. Go over to the Philippines. Go over to maybe South Korea. I'll go all over the world. Man, as long as there's no conflict in that place, I would want to go just to travel. Because usually the only way you get to travel is the military, and then sometimes the military sends you to do some crazy stuff that maybe you don't even want to do.
Or they send you to Jacksonville, Florida. Don't nobody want to go to Jacksonville, Florida.
Could you imagine if you got like somewhere, like you grew up somewhere in the north and then you got stationed in Texas? You would feel like you're melting.
Or get stationed in South Carolina? Because everybody usually gets stationed in South Carolina.
Yeah.
Horrible. But, moving on to the next topic here. You have something else to say about this?
No, I'm done.
Moving on to the next topic here. The next topic here is our classified as.
I truly don't care about this, so I'm going to go take a pee break. And co-host, you tell them about what's going on with Tyrese and then click the video. I
classify this as never trust a Capricorn. But, Tyrese is a December Capricorn, so, you got to let me slide because I'm a January Capricorn. But looks like here, Tyrese came on the Dave Chappelle. Came on the Breakfast Club, radio show. He came to do an interview. He was talking to DJ Envy and Charlamagne the God about, his life, what's been going on with him and his wife situation, how how people wasn't there on the side when he needed them. He's been on psych meds. He was going on psych meds, and I guess he was messing them up, doing bad. I also seen other clips with Charlamagne, and the guy was talking about how he got in arguments with Tyrese, and that's just how they talk, and he understands like Tyrese was on some psych meds. It was bad, and now he had to get off. But I mean, he came to the Breakfast Club once again. It got real heated. DJ Envy don't play about his wife, and I guess Tyrese said something about his wife or did something to his wife that DJ Envy didn't like. So DJ Envy did the beige move. He gave you a little interview. It was an hour interview. Out of an hour, he talked to him for like 30 minutes and came out of nowhere and said, "I just want to sock you in the mouth."
I'm gonna tell you why. It's kind of like when a preacher tells you something in church, right? And the preacher tells you what you need to do to be better. Then you look at the preacher's life and you say, how do you teach me something that you're not doing? I don't respect the preacher anymore.
Oh, shit.
I respect the message and how it came. But you know what I've been through, and you know how I changed as a man and as a... I'm going to take a step back.
And when me and Tyrese had a conversation.
How convenient? Yeah, how convenient. Yeah, when the way you were talking, the way that you were.
How convenient to step back.
What you mean?
I never stepped back from you.
From you.
That's right.
You should have.
But I never talked to your wife in a disrespectful manner, and you talked to mine in a disrespectful manner. And I never told nobody that. Even when you were on, and you could say you were on those psych meds, and you could say that you weren't.
What you mean?
But as a man, some of the things that you said, Tyrese, deserve me to box your mouth. And I didn't. No.
I'm gonna tell you straight up. You be the craziest one asking about somebody's girl or a personal joint, but can't nobody even say nothing to you about nothing. I don't know. Hey, yo, Playboy, I'm gonna tell you, men, I don't talk about my relationships with nobody like that.
Let me say like this. I don't mind anybody asking me a question. You can ask me whatever you ask.
I don't care. But that's not my business. I'm not thinking about you and another woman.
If somebody disrespects, it's another level.
Oh, I can't even imagine somebody disrespecting me.
Exactly. Yeah, but that's my feeling. Okay, and that's how I feel. It's easy for people to go online.
I'm just fucking with you.
I'm not.
You see the beige rage coming. You saw the beige rage coming. The beige rage was coming.
The beige rage.
The beige rage.
Envy is going really, I don't know. Envy, you got to go into the love frequency.
I agree.
So you already know, man. DJ Envy don't play about his wife, and no matter what you say, he don't care if she disrespects you or not. Don't say anything about his wife. He feel like coming to him. Like, remember, it was these two dudes that had to show one.
You ever disrespected somebody's girl?
While
they were right there.
No, I mean, what I did was I disrespected him in front of his girl to the point where, like, anytime they get in an argument or fight, she say, "I bet you ain't say that to Jesse." You ain't saying Jesse when he was all in. Yeah, because I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna talk crazy in front of your girl because you know she gonna know you soft. I don't care about you. Like, and you ain't got no job. You broke. Get a job, playboy. But moving on. Got a little beige rage. But no, wait, we ain't done. But moving on. So I mean, like with this whole situation, DJ Envy saying like Tyrese, you know, he gave inappropriate comments to his wife, you know, said some things about her that she ain't like. He was demanding her attention and like this don't make no sense. And Tyrese is feeling like, you know, I helped you in your situation. You was going through a whole
what did Tyrese help him with?
So you know Erica Mena, the one we did on the
Yeah.
to go with Safari. So back in the day, so DJ Envy's been married, like he's been with his girlfriend since he was like 17 years old. They been through the whole struggle. Like this is
His
like
current one?
his current wife.
Okay.
He's been with her like 16, 17 years old. She went to school. They went to school together and everything. She has like 6, 7 kids with him. So DJ Envy was cheating on his girl with Erica Mena. Then they found out. Then DJ Envy had to go on TV, like he was on this radio show and like give a public apology to like I didn't mean to mess with Erica Mena. Like you know the thing that girls make you say to you want to back like say F that girl, you ain't she was a whore and all this stuff.
Oh yeah.
So he said
it's weird how girls want you to be mean to other girls.
but it's always women in power. It's just crazy. It's the flip flopping. So he did all that. And you know, Tyrese helped him not get a divorce. You know, he was like, "Oh yeah, you should talk to DJ Envy, work it out. He ain't mean it."
Wait, he was her friend?
He was both. He was DJ Envy friend, but he came in. He's an R&B singer, so you know, you got an R&B singer come and sing to y'all. It had a candlelight dinner.
I know how sometimes when you got those R&B vibes that you got to come in and you know, stop fights for other people.
So that's what you be doing. You be getting the R&B vibes to girls.
Sometimes when you got the R&B vibes, they'll be like,
"Hey, Justin Timberlake."
They'll be like, sometimes, you know, sometimes you be coming through the door and they'll be like, "There's problems going on. I need you to solve them." And I'll be like, "I'm here. Tell me what I need to solve."
You gonna be like them vacation trips when girls go to Jamaica and get mud massage down.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm trying to do.
You trying to massage them with mud and sing to them at the same time?
You know, those girls that go on those like girl trip vacations.
Never trust a girl trip vacations. We ain't doing that.
I will be your what is it? Your trip chaperone. I will show you the lay of the land.
All right, Pocahontas. Nah, but this is automatic disrespect. Like Tyrese, I can't believe you. If this is true that you actually try to flirt with his wife and everything. I mean, yeah.
I mean, sometimes
suck you in the mouth.
Sometimes you gotta do a little flirting just to lighten the mood. It's
not test relationship.
No, not because you really mean it, but sometimes you gotta lighten the mood.
You know, he was trying to test to see how faithful she really was. How much you really love dog Envy.
You know, it was one time.
You be doing that? You been running tests on girls like that?
Well, no, one time I was at a bar.
Okay.
And I was hanging out with one of my friends, and he has some beige rage, and he was I think having an argument with this girl or something. I was making some jokes, and then I made a joke on him to her, and he got all mad.
What?
And he almost jumped across the table to try to get me. And I said, "You better calm down, little one, before you get popped or mollywop." But he calmed down. It was no big deal. It was just funny to me at the time that he got that mad.
See, this is why you never play with the game, man. But comment below.
You gotta play with the game. Sometimes you gotta play the game and win.
Somebody play it again. But comment below. Let me know how you feel about this whole situation. Do you feel like DJ Envy is tripping? You know, it's not fair that he get to talk about everybody's wife and everybody's love life, but as soon as they talk about his, he wants to get all crazy and say F you and try to ban you.
I mean, it just depends on people's personalities. We can't expect all people to react the same, but he's also got to understand that if he does it, he's got to kind of expect it too sometimes.
What's that?
So I kind of understand both.
What's the two podcasters that we used to watch on they had their old Showtime TV show, and they also had a podcast, but they broke up.
Oh, Jesus and
Jesus and Mero went on Breakfast Club one time, and like I guess they said something about his wife, and then DJ Envy like went all the way left, like cussed him out and everything, and like banned him from the show. There's a couple people he banned from the show for talking about his wife.
Your wife is nice.
She tastes like Honey Nut Cheerios.
No, that's disrespectful. I will not tolerate. We hate Kevin Garnett on this podcast. Yeah, disrespect Mello. Mello's the GOAT. Kevin Garnett is a hater. It was only riding on Ray Allen and Rondo's and Paul Pierce's coattails to get his one and only championship.
Man, I guess so. But moving on here. Comment below. Let me know how you feel about the whole situation. Thank y'all for subscribing. But it's time to get back into the Mexican news. My favorite part of this show. What? It says it. Mexico Congress.
I'm just kidding. I just like pressing buttons. But alleged mummified alien corpses shown to Mexico Congress. They are believed to be 700 to 1800 years old. 2,000-year-old alien corpses were shown, originally found in Peru, they say.
And Peru's not next to Mexico, right?
I honestly don't know where Peru is. I don't remember where Peru is.
I don't think so. Comment below if it's next to.
We have a video. I'm going to pull it up on the phone. So that
play the video.
Se llama Clara el ser, ¿verdad? Así lo bautizaron.
So here's the picture of an alien. You know, they're saying that, I mean, this is a lot smaller than everybody would normally think. You know, people think like aliens are super big.
Cráneos, manos y cuerpo completo de las momias de Nazca. Se trata de 3 seres diferentes, con diferentes dimensiones. Hay un corredor público para dar fe de hechos y vamos a entrar hasta el cuarto de los rayos X. Acompáñanos para ver.
En el vientre.
Oh, it is.
¿Cuáles son los huevecillos, perdón?
¿Estos 3? Que ven
son embriones en teoría.
Sí, pudimos entrar y sí
like
se alcanza a ver. Ahorita les muestro una fotografía de eso. Y la placa ya la ven en el pecho.
So not Mexico.
Y aquí pueden ver un anillo. ¿Lo alcanzan a ver?
Sí, claro.
Ya ven el anillo.
You know, I truly be, you know, not to sound crazy or anything, but I'd be truly forgetting about South America sometimes.
That's Africa, right?
No. South America. Africa's over here.
What's in South America?
South America is like, you know, how we
Brazil?
have the United States. The United States connects to Mexico. And then you got like all the land connected to South America, which has like Honduras,
Guadalajara,
basically, Nicaragua, Costa Rica.
That's my favorite word.
Panama,
not Panama City in Florida.
Yeah, no, just Panama. Colombia, Venezuela, Ecuador, Peru.
Oh, all the places where cocaine is made at.
Allegedly. Yeah.
Hey, you know,
and it's like Brazil. That's where Bob Burnquist is from.
Oh,
Shout out
did you
Brazil.
know-
I love a lot of things in Brazil. I love the landscape. I love the skate spots, and they also have nice women as well.
You know, oh wow, that's not racist.
How is it racist at saying that certain people have beautiful women? Is that not a fact?
True that. Nah, but
I just beat you. You were about to hit the button, but I beat the button allegations.
But you know what I seen? I seen that cocaine is like the number one and number 2 trade from South America now. Did you know that?
For real?
Yeah. It's like it's crazy.
Man, it's crazy. Chile. I wonder if it gets real cold in Chile because that's far down in like South America.
Yeah. But back to the situation.
Is that where the Amazon forest
So back to the
is?
situation at hand. So it looks like here, you know, Mexico says that they have this alien from Peru. They showed it, but I mean, some people are saying like, you know, we don't believe it. This is the second time you did this. Last time you showed this.
Well, they said it was just a guy that said this, and it ended up
Yep.
not being true. It ended up being like an ancient fetus. Is what he thought was an alien, but it was just an ancient humanoid fetus.
That's disgusting. I thought it was like a
Prop replica.
A prop replica, because that's what they said they had last time. But you know, other people were saying like, oh, this is just like the creatures in Men in Black. You know, like when the alien was taking over the body, but if you cut it open,
Man,
it
what
was a
happened
smaller
to Men
part.
in Black?
Will Smith they made 3 of them.
He was only in 2 of them, right?
He was in all 3.
Was he?
Yes.
I gotta go back and watch them.
I think and K was in it too.
Who?
K.
Oh,
his partner.
Yeah, what's this? No, he wasn't in all of them.
Well, I thought he was. I remember the first one, the second one, and then the third one was like when they had to go back in time.
I think that was the third one.
Yeah, the third one they went back in time. And they go back to him. They spoke to he was there.
Yeah, but let me see.
Comment below.
Oh, remember they did the Men in Black International?
That was a dumb one. If you watch Man in Black International, you should. Oh God, I don't
It had
even
Thor.
know. You should. I don't even. I often say something inappropriate. The fourth.
Oh, they were back in black. They did do the.
Yeah, the third one. See, I don't count the international one. I think they was doing that for.
No,
for,
that was like a spin-off. That was like that's like the straight to DVD version.
That's crazy.
I'm just trying to see the Men in Black 3 poster. Oh, I guess he really in it? Tommy Lee Jones, that's his name. God
Yeah,
damn.
he was in it, and then they went back. I think that's the one when they went back in time. And
But weren't they not as good? Wasn't number one still the best?
I mean, number one would always usually be the best out of all the movies.
I mean, not always.
A lot.
In the original trilogy in Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back is the best. In Lethal Weapon, I would say the second one is the best.
Home Alone 1 is better than Home Alone 2.
No, Home Alone 2 is in New York. We'll get out of here. It's all about Home Alone 2.
Whatever.
Just like Ghostbusters 2 is also better than Ghostbusters 1.
Lion King 1's better than Lion King 2.
Okay, but that wasn't like a real release. That was probably straight to VHS.
You a hater. Moving on. But you already know what I need to do.
It is catch time.
You know, since my co-host didn't want me to talk more about the alien news.
Nah, we were done with that. You didn't have nothing more to say.
To get to the show, I just wanna throw out some more. You like my half for
We're only at halfway and we're at an hour and 11. This is gonna be a 2-hour show.
This is gonna be over quick. Just watch this ish. Hey, you already know, man. It's your boy Jesse J. It's couch announcements, man. I gotta say, I'm smacking my co-host in the gaming show. The John Cena show has been laying the smackdown like I'm the Rock. You already know.
God.
Rudy Pooty,
It's
Candy
because
Tootie.
he just shows John Cena all zoomed in on his abs. I thought he was making softcore movies, but that's how he's getting the views on gaming. No, I've been lazy with posting. I'm starting to post back again. I already in game 2 of the finals in 2K23. I played a couple games in 2K24, so that'll be dropping. I was gonna drop one tonight, but didn't get to it, so I'll be dropping one tomorrow.
But you already know, how does it feel? You about to be in more competition because I'm about to drop the Mamba. I already uploaded it. I said to get the thumbnail. You finna have to go.
I'm doing the Mama challenges too. We're gonna say who did it better.
What? You already do the Mamba challenge. You finna stop.
Yeah.
You not finna make challenges. I'm gonna do the second.
And I'm also playing as the 0405 Suns.
Now listen, when you do the Mamba challenge, this is what you need to do.
Mamba number 5.
You can't move on to the second one until you do all the objectives. You can't, because they're gonna give you 2 stars and let you move on to the next objective.
No, I'm doing it perfect.
3. All right, we're gonna see if you can get that 12 threes, 50%. 12 threes, 50%.
No problem.
Win by 20.
Yep.
If
I'm hitting that many threes, I'd hope I'd win by 20.
True.
But shout out to everyone that's went over to Crib Reactions and supported our channel. We have a reaction channel and we check out music from all over the world. We check out movie trailers. We check out TV show trailers. We check out basketball highlights. We do Star Wars reaction reviews. It's literally anything that we want to check out on the internet. It's a catch-all. It's Crib Reactions. Check it out. Stepchild Tales from the Crib, and we hit 6K subs, baby. Get us to 10K subs.
Dang, it's moving up quick.
Oh, and yeah, shout out, if you're watching Tales from the Crib, if you watch the podcast, we also dropped, let me get out of the way, a video with NFL Week 2 picks starring Real Good _ Doty as our NFL guru. We also got my co-host Jesse J. He also knows a lot about the NFL. And they're a couple knuckleheads.
Ooh, look
and
at
then
that.
we got me, who's doing all the operations, bringing up all the different screens for the different games, the betting spread, the who's out, all the information there. I'm pulling that up, but I do throw in my 2 cents and the stats every once in a while. And if they need some real deal input from someone that actually played at a high level besides just playing on Madden, then I'm their guy.
Listen, man, we already know it's all about the analytics.
Y'all were
Analytics
out
in
there in
game.
the jungle gym, and I was out there on the field.
Whatever, man.
Well,
But,
check out all of our videos on Crib Reactions out there to the right. We got some XG days that's really fun at the Monster Experience Sports Park. We got USA versus Germany full FIBA highlights. We did the Soka episode 5 review. We checked out Blackpink live at Tokyo Dome, and we checked out Doja Cat's newest video, Demons, where it looks like she's worshiping the devil herself. Was that one of your favorite videos? That's one of my favorite covers I've done. The Doja Cat Demons one.
That is oh man, did you see the Doja Cat on I think she's on Instagram, and she was in the dark laying in the bed, and everybody's like, oh yeah, look behind you, something behind you. And then she got all mad, like, I'm tired of y'all saying something behind me. I already know what's behind me. You know what's behind me? This fat ass wagon. This wagon behind me. And then everybody's like, whoa. Like, nah, she's not looking back because she already knows she's a demon. She already knows the demons behind her.
She already sold her soul.
Everybody's saying she sold, people were saying like she sold her soul. The album is coming out, I think, this week or next week.
She's been killing it though on the charts. But it's like all of her last 3 songs have done really well. I think she got like the first rap song to go #1 on Billboard Hot 100 this year.
I mean,
I thought they said Uzi did that.
Uzi did go #1.
Well, then why did I don't know? These people be lying.
Pop. She's pop music though. She's not rap.
But they counter as rap because she kind of raps.
Oh God, whatever. But I mean,
she's a rap hop.
I do like her music. I gotta give it to her. Like I do like the Doja Cat music. But a side note here.
That one song.
So I was.
I said what I said.
I was doing something, and then some girl wrote me on Facebook Messenger and wrote me that, oh yeah, who's that guy? And I'm like, what guy? Like, oh, the guy on that show on the podcast I dropped. And I was like, what is it? Oh yeah, he's hot. And I'm like, Gavin? She's like, no, not Gavin, the other one. I'm like, Seth? And she was a black girl.
Oh, what?
And she's like,
she
yes.
Tell her Seth don't go that way.
Nah, I was finna
JK. That's not to him. I don't make those decisions. He does.
Nah, I was finna say that, but I should hate on my dog right now. I should throw some, little salt in this game.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna let him make it. I ain't gonna.
So they said
nothing.
that Seth looked better than you.
Nah, but I was confused. How come I never got that compliment? But he did. But you ain't gonna say that. How come I ain't never getting a compliment? Like you see me out here? My muscles do the same thing. Nah, I'm playing, but my dog Seth, he be killing the thing. Shout out to Seth.
You need to be like Popeye. You need to eat your spinach.
I hate spinach. And then she put house on it.
Then it loses all its benefits.
Whatever, man. Moving on. It's time to shout the show. You ready to get to this Joe Biden thing messing us up again?
Oh, we got 5 Americans were traded for 5 Iranian prisoners and $6 billion. Today, 5 innocent Americans who were imprisoned in Iran are finally coming home, Biden said himself. And so this is another trade. We go back to the Brittany G trade. We remember the other trade that he did that everyone scrutinized. And now we got this trade, which is a 5-for-5 trade. But we also we had sanctioned some of their money because they had been supposedly making nukes and not supposed to, and not listening to the rules of the United Nations. And so we had frozen like $6 billion of their dollars, and we released it to them. So, but supposedly it's in a bank account that is going to be monitored, where they can only spend it on humanitarian type things. So only like, building up communities or civic centers or things like that. But I doubt it. I bet they're going to find some way to swindle the system to get this money to go.
I already know what they're going to do.
Exactly what they want to do.
What they're going to do is the same money they were going to use for school and education. They're going to be like, okay, instead of using this as our money, we're going to tell them out of the $6 billion that this is what we're going to use it for. But then the money we're really going to use to the school stuff, we're going to buy the bombs with. So these going to flip-flop. I mean, hey, it is what it is. I mean, Iran, I'm still upset that y'all just convincing Joe Biden to pump out all this money.
It's like they're taking advantage of their grandfather with Alzheimer's.
True.
Grandfather, remember when you said that? You remember you owed me $5,000?
It's crazy.
You never paid me back that $5,000. Oh, let me get my
Makes no
checkbook,
sense.
sonny.
And people were saying like this is just leading into a new way of other places just to extort us to be like, oh yeah, we'll give you these 5 people and
I thought you're not supposed to negotiate with
I know, right?
terror people.
But it's Joe Biden. I mean, like he about to get it. He maybe
This
allegedly
man can't even ride a bike, and then he's doing prisoner exchanges.
exactly. And I mean, everybody's over here getting on Donald Trump for free and Kodak. Oh yeah, you free Kodak and Lil Wayne. You ain't do anything.
I mean,
for us,
Lil
but
Wayne, I understand, but Kodak, he could have left him.
you just mad because he did the song with 6ix9ine. But before that,
I mean, exactly. You're supposed to keep it real. You let us down, like Boozy said. You let us down.
I'm grateful.
You let us down, Kodak.
nah. But back to this topic at hand. I mean, like, are you tired of? And then, are you tired of all this trade that we're doing, but we're not doing anything for us?
I'm tired of doing these trades and looking like we're losing on every one of these trades. I mean, I could understand if they did a 5-for-5 swap. 5 of our people for 5 of your people, we'll switch them back. But I don't understand this releasing the $6 billion. If they felt strongly enough to sanction the money so that they felt like they couldn't have it because they wouldn't act right with it, then why are you going to release it anyways just to get people back? That's a national security issue. Why are you going to worry about taking a risk that could supposedly hurt millions or hundreds of thousands of people if they make weapons that do damage? When all we would lose here is 5 people.
Yeah, and it's not even 5. It's like
I mean, it's just picking numbers.
True.
I understand that people have families and these people maybe missed or really wanted to come back home. But would you rather use like five people total, or 500 people, or 5,000 people, or 50,000 people?
True, and
I mean that's a lot smaller number. That's why I think you don't negotiate at all. Just let it be what it is.
And on top of that, I wonder what we also gave them besides the $6 billion. I think they said that we gave them some people also, but like some of the people were already coming to the end of their sentence. And
yeah, they're talking about the 5.
Oh, and then I mean,
in rumors, I don't know if this is true. It's unconfirmed that supposedly that they did it a little earlier so it didn't get connected with this news, but that they unsanctioned more money. So supposedly they're getting more than $6 billion, but that hasn't really been confirmed yet. The only confirmed amount is $6 billion, so that's what we're talking about now. Remember, anytime we talk about stuff, it's allegedly, because we only know as much as what's public information.
And then the crazy part is we're giving out all this money, and don't we owe like China a whole bunch of money already? So it's like we owe them money, but at the same time we're giving somebody else money that
what if America was like, we're gonna give away so many citizens to cover the debts?
Oh man, I mean,
and you, instead of having like a military draft, you had a draft to get sent
all
overseas.
I gotta say is the blacks already been S's already, so it's time to move on to another race. I'm just saying we was already slaves. It's time to we got movies about it. It's time to get another race. If they need another race to go over there to get sold and all that stuff, beat the Germans and the half breeds.
You're racist.
I'm just saying. You seen the movies?
I was joking, and you were being for real. You were trying to cause
emotional damage.
You seen Remember the Titans?
Left side, strong side is what it's supposed to be. Supposed to have our back.
Listen here, man.
You try to sacrifice me day one, saying that German kids go first.
Martin Luther King already did the march for our freedom. He already did all that for everybody. The second march is going to be about getting our money. That's what all I'm about right now. We need to get our 40 acres and a mule.
I'm down for it, so that way we can put it towards the podcast.
What? I ain't giving none of my 40 acres and the mule money. You ain't touching my mule? That's my milk.
I'm not trying to touch your mule.
Pause.
You sound like what is it? Was it Zero? Or I think it was Trade the Truth. Hit him with him. No, that was Zero. Hit him with a mule.
It's a song? How'd that go?
I'm not gonna sing it. It's X-rated.
Okay. Moving on to the next topic here. Looks like here, man, USA military wants help finding their missing fighter jet. So fighter jet. So as soon as this thing happened,
it's on fire.
As soon as this happened, I immediately looked at my coach and said, "You can no longer talk about me losing my wallet or my ID,
or your headphones.
or my I don't lose my headphones.
You literally just lost one of your Apple headphones. Comment
Oh
below
yeah.
if you lose your Apple
Comment below
earpods
if you
all the
found my
time.
Apple headphones. Comment below, let me know where it's at. Cause I'm missing one. Me walking around with I got 2 Apple headphone cases, 2 Apple right ear.
2 rights.
I have 2 rights. I need a left. Stop playing with me, man. It's getting real hard out here. I can't talk to my honest. Moving on to the
How
military.
many of those you got?
Enough that I need more than 2 headphones.
But we're talking about this jet.
Okay.
And basically, they need help finding their missing jet. The cost, they said 80 million here, but I think I've seen that it's really around 100 million. And basically, I'll go ahead and bring it up here. So that's flying with no pilot. This jet, the pilot ejected himself. There was a malfunction that they did not say what it was. He ejected it from the plane, and the plane actually kept flying on autopilot. And they actually released a tweet and said, we're looking to locate an F-35 that was involved in the mishap this afternoon. The pilot ejected safely. If you have any information that may help our recovery teams locate the F-35, please call the Base Defense Operations Center and there is the phone number. And yeah, so basically jet was just flying on its own. I really wonder if it had any weapons on it, like besides machine gun ammo, if it had like actual missiles on it, because that would have been crazy. Because then if it would have crashed somewhere, it could have been like an explosion, and I wonder what that level of missiles it had on it. But supposedly this was the news that we had up to now. No one knew where when this jet was, but it actually ended up crashing in South Carolina. They found remnants of the wreckage, and it crashed in a desolate area, so it doesn't look like anyone was hurt.
I wonder what they're trying to do with this. Like, why would they buy this expensive jet just so
100 mil?
Exactly. Look at our tax dollars going to. It's crazy.
Going to mishap jets.
You would think jets would be free. Like, anything that they teaching these people to build. Like, it's the government. Like, go to Home Depot, use your government credit card. Like, this is government, give it to us for free. Why?
I don't understand the government. I don't understand the economics where they say if you print more money, it loses its value. But like, how do other people know? Like, if you're the government, why don't you have unlimited money?
Facts.
Why don't you have like a card that like it doesn't even have a limit, or it doesn't really. What if it was a card where it had no deductions? Every time it went through, it just paid the person, but like it never showed any deduction from the account. It was just like a free account that every time it was swiped, it paid the merchant. Because I mean, most people use cards now.
True.
So if it's just electronic data, just saying like approved, and it's just like giving them the digital data that they got paid. And then the money would work.
True, because if police can get free Dunkin' Donuts and donuts, why can't you get free jets? It's the government. It doesn't make any sense.
That's bad.
What?
Why can't we get free jets?
They get free donuts. Nah, but what are they trying? I wonder what they're trying to do with this jet. Like only thing that I can think of why he jumped out of that jet and let it go is because when he was driving it, I guess it wasn't working properly, so he had to leave it. Like, you just don't leave it. You just don't leave it randomly. Like, why he left it, because he has a report and call in. Like,
I truly wonder what went wrong, because for him to eject and for it to keep flying on its own, like, what was so wrong? If it could keep flying, like, what got stuck about it?
They did say there was a tracker on it, but the tracker wasn't. I guess it wasn't working. So if that's not working, there's probably something else that wasn't working. And I would hope that
I think that's what they said. The tracker didn't have any power to it, so they had a hard time picking it up on radar because it's a stealth vehicle in the first place.
True. Yeah, and I highly doubt that would be the reason why you jumped out. Oh yeah, the tracker isn't working. Let me leave it. Like, nah, you just turn it back. They fix it. So it had to be something else also wrong with this that he had to leave. But at the same time, this is just like the whole the Miley Cyrus found in the White House. Like, all these cameras
Hannah Montana.
Yeah, found in the White House, and all the cameras around the White House. You don't know how we got in there. So you mean he jumped out the plane? We see movies where like the people that's flying the planes are talking to the people down, like the people talking to the people on the radio, constantly giving constant reports. So you don't know why he jumped out. Like, he just randomly jumped out. I mean, that could have been a problem too. Like the radio wasn't working. He was like, let me jump out.
I guess.
I mean, it's something like it's no reason to jump unless you're trying to use this as a decoy. Like unless you're trying to use it as a decoy, like the.
No, I mean, I feel like he probably saw something. Maybe the joystick got stuck, and maybe sometimes, like, the reset the system is the only thing that works. So maybe him ejecting, maybe that like reset the system enough, and maybe it's like, oh, no one's controlling. Let me go into autopilot. Who knows? Maybe that reset it enough to go into autopilot, but probably it wasn't working when he was in the cockpit.
Hey, maybe, or maybe he flew over a Taylor Swift concert and he felt like the Taylor Swift concert was better. He is Swiftie. Shout out to all my Swifties. My alphas.
I should slap you. Not for the alphas, for the Swifties.
You
sound like Travis Kelce.
You know the Swiftie?
Trying to be a Tatiana. I'm not a Swiftie.
But he is mad that he ain't get the man, because give my dog that number, man. He deserve a chance. He just
I could have one wish.
Oh man, but comment below. Let me know how you feel about this whole jet situation here. Do you feel like Gavin should get off my back for losing my wallet?
I didn't know I was ever on your back.
Pause. Moving on. So it looks like here, man, the school of all schools, Colorado. Deion,
the best team in the nation.
Yo, before we move on, do you feel like it's just a lot of people?
Can y'all give us
on this bandwagon?
some super thanks on Crib Reactions? I'm trying to get a pair of these Deion shades.
You think so? You heard they went up on sales, right? They had The Rock wearing. As soon as they had The Rock wear them, they went like he did a whole.
They
rest
sold
of the
like
show.
5 or 10 million. I saw something like in between that. I don't remember the exact numbers.
They finna cost more than Ray-Bans. But
no, they're actually pretty affordable. They're only $67.
No, but I think if they do keep doing this, they're finna be up there. Like,
they're gonna raise the price.
Yeah, they're gonna raise the price. But looks like Colorado defeats Colorado State 43-35 in double overtime. If you didn't know, last year
Master Shredder Sanders.
Hit horrible. Last year, if you didn't know, Colorado State beat Colorado, and this year, finally, Colorado won. Shedeur Sanders threw 348 yards, 4 touchdowns, despite not having Travis. We're gonna talk about that later. But if you didn't know, once again, there's an argument in the middle of the field. Last week, they had an argument with one school in the middle of the field.
Nebraska, was it?
Yeah, Nebraska. And this week, now they have an argument with Colorado State. And we got a video right here.
They said that Deion, Coach Prime, didn't know much about the rivalry, that he was doing his research and seeing about like what had happened in the games that passed, and kind of, because he's new to the school. This is his first year as Colorado's head coach. So he doesn't really know these people to even hate them like that. But he basically, the other coach talked trashed about him, and he learned what this rivalry was really all about. But let's watch this video where they're meeting on the football field. And it looks like they're sponsored by Beats. Shout out Beats. Beats also has our headphones.
Okay, and it looks like
Shout out Beats.
And just so this happened on the field. They got a little argument. Once again, Shedeur Sanders threw up the watch. How you feel?
How you say his name?
Shedeur. I think
Shedeur?
Shedeur, probably, yeah. It's a lot of them. He got Shedeur, he got Shiloh, he got Deion Sanders Jr., he got his girls. But how you feel about the whole showing the whole watch thing? You think
iconic?
You think what's funny? People don't complain about him throwing up the watch, but when Johnny Manziel was doing the whole little money sign and all this stuff, they was like, oh yeah, he's not good. They was all talking him down and all that.
It's because they're racist.
Hey, true that. I believe it. But speaking of races, I mean, I didn't know this is the same coach that was talking down on Deion, saying, "Oh yeah,
this is the one that made him all the money on the shades," because he was saying like, when I do interviews, I was taught to take off my hat and take off my sunglasses, but that's just the way that I was taught. And basically, Deion was like, "Oh, I'm gonna keep wearing my shades, and if you want my shades, Here's the website, and he made like $5 or $10 million in a few days.
Is that so? How you feel about him walking to the middle of the thing wearing shades and a hat? Do you feel like that's disrespect, or should he have some manners and take it off? Or it really just depends on how good the coach is.
I mean, I don't really think it's a problem. I don't understand what's the problem with sunglasses. And all coaches pretty much wear hats. All coaches always wear hats, and I think the only time you take off your hat is during a pledge. I've never heard of taking your hat off for an interview. I've never heard that.
True. I mean, it's just probably him and what he does. It's personal preference.
You might say the shades, but it's like
it's a college football game. You playing in the morning, like the afternoon.
Yeah, if you're
Sun's
playing
out.
during the day and the sun's out, I completely understand. You're not trying to go blind.
It's probably because it's how fancy it is. It was like some regular old shades, some gas station shades.
I always remember wearing, if you're real cool, you remember wearing the Oakley ones, the 80s or the 90s style Oakley ones. You know what I'm talking about, where it's like kind of like the triangle shape. Those is it.
So
or some Ray-Bans.
Speaking of those, it looks like here on the next slide, Colorado's they was playing dirty from the jump. They had a late hit. They took out
Travis Hunter was out for he's reported that he will be out for 3 weeks with a lacerated liver after taking a late hit. Will miss a highly anticipated matchup against number 5 ranked USC. And he was definitely a star. He was another Heisman Trophy candidate, and he was a star because he played both ends. On offense, he was a receiver, and on defense, he was a DB, right? Not a safety?
He was DB and a wide receiver.
Yeah. So he's played both skill positions, and, he really did a good job. He was definitely a threat to get pick sixes, and he was always a threat to get big catches or, touchdowns. He was a big target that they definitely try to go for. But this was an epic game. It actually started at 9 o'clock and went to 1:30. So this was like one of the longest games I've ever seen. If you don't know Colorado and Coach Prime's team, they play a fast-paced offense, where they try to line up one after the other. Because if you don't know on defense, I don't understand why they need it on defense and offense. The O-line never subs out. They just play the entire offensive possession. But the defense, they always sub out DBs. They sub out safeties. Sometimes they subbed out D linemen. They'll even sub out linebackers. I don't understand why they need to be subbed out so much when the offensive players really don't get subbed out, besides some of the receivers sometimes. But usually most of the players, like the quarterback and the linemen and the tight end and stuff, they're in like every play.
True.
So I don't understand why the defense is not conditioned enough to be like that. But basically, what some offenses do is they play a fast-paced offense, so the defense can't get subs in. So if the defense can't get subs in and they're not conditioned like the offense, they can basically get worn down. And that's, if you keep on attacking like that, they're not ready. They're not getting in their stance. They're not noticing what set you're in, so they're not lining up in the right defense. And you catch them off guard, and you get big plays. And what Colorado State was doing is every handful of plays, a player was faking like he was injured, so they would stop the clock and stop the fast-paced offense, and then they would be out for a play or two and then come right back in. I even told my coach while we were watching it live, even in the overtimes, they were doing that, and they were even faking the injuries in overtime to get the stop in the game and get their subs in.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense. But, some people were saying, like, after this hit happened, the game got real dirty. They actually got video of Shador Samuels poking the defensive player that got ejected at the end of the game. He poked him in the eye a couple of times. Like, they have a video where, like, they were saying he got in Shador's face, and, like, Shador's went to his mask and, like, tried to poke him in the eye.
Yeah. I saw that he did that to that one D lineman that was being crazy, because that D lineman even got thrown out of the game.
Yep. That was a crazy hit.
He hit Deion's son after he threw the ball, and he did helmet to helmet and took him to the ground. But they said that the guy that did the late hit on Travis Hunter that injured him was actually getting death threats, that his address and his phone number was leaked online. And I think they even leaked his family's address. So he's getting all kinds of hate online. And I understand the hate. It was definitely a dirty play, and it seemed like a targeting play. So we'll see if the NCAA decides to suspend him for one game or multiple games for what seems like was a bad hit. And what was worse is Colorado State coach didn't even really speak down on it. So it almost seems like that he condoned the hit.
I mean, I don't know if they're really gonna suspend it for one game because they do have it was the Florida football game that went on also this weekend, and they got in a fight. Like it was a late hit on the quarterback. I think the offensive lineman started running up on the defensive lineman. They started fighting, squaring up, and they got suspended for only the first half. I think the first half or the first quarter.
Oh, it's weird in the NCAA they'll do that. Like, oh, you're suspended for a quarter or a half. And I've seen that they do that with some players where like, oh, you got to miss the first half of the game. That's weird.
Yeah, but I mean, with this whole game, it was crazy. I mean, do you feel like this is hype? When do you feel like the hype is gonna die down? How many games do they have to lose before, like, it's just it's just
They're
Colorado.
going undefeated and winning a championship.
They finna play Oregon next and USC. USC has the number one back. They saying
I mean, now that
winner.
freaking Colorado State wanted to, take out their star player Travis Hunter, they might be vulnerable to lose the next game. But I'm gonna have faith in Coach Prime. I think this is a wake up call because Colorado State wasn't ranked, but it was a rivalry game, so truly anything can happen in a rivalry game, even in the NFL. You see that if a team's really good one year and a team's really bad, if it's a divisional rivalry, all bets are off. You never know who's going to win that game.
Do you think Beyonce and Jay-Z's gonna show up to this next game, or Floyd Mayweather?
I don't care about that Joe Camel or his wife, and I do not care about Floyd.
Because they brought The Rock out. They have Shannon Sharp up here flying private jets to go to the Colorado game. Offset over there.
Why haven't they called Tales from the Crib? That's what I want to know.
Exactly, man.
We give Deion unconditional support and love every week. I said, we love you, Coach Prime. You need to give us on the show.
I seen the Instagram dude, the TikTok dude, like he's only famous for like imitating Deion Sanders. He gets flown out to the game and like he wears the whole Colorado outfit and everything.
I mean, I think it's only right. I think if Coach Prime wants to really show that he's a man of the people, he'll definitely show that he's supporting, the community by supporting Tales from the Crib. He was at a HBCU. He's always been for the black community and making sure that they get the shine that they deserve. So you got to support my co-host. So you got to get us, on the field, and then you're also playing for Colorado, which Buffalo, and I'm also part Native American. So you got to support the people from the natural land.
And if you're wondering how Jackson State's doing, I think they just went 2-2. They got whooped by this last. Remember the last one?
Who are you talking about? Colorado State?
No, Jackson State. You remember the team he just coached for? Deion Sanders' team?
Oh yeah.
Remember I told you about the game they just played? They lost like 64-20 or 64-10.
Well, if you don't got Coach Prime, how are they going to be motivated?
True. I mean, he did take away like all their players. That's another thing.
He was like the Bill Belichick, and yeah, he did take every single one of their good players to go play for Colorado.
True that, but we'll keep you updated on this Colorado news. Who would have thought we been talking about Colorado? This is like back to back to back. Like everybody's talking about him.
It's been such a big topic that for 3 weeks in a row, I mean, he's making the list. We go against it. We pull up the top topics and see the views for all of them and see what we're talking about here in the States. And Coach Prime is at the top of the list every week. It's prime time.
True, it's prime time. But comment below. Let me know how you feel about this whole situation. Is it all hype? Are you on the bandwagon?
You know who else says it's prime time?
Who?
My bladder. So go ahead and take over, Coach, while we do this subject.
All right, man. So it looks like here you got the truth coming out. People have been wondering, people have been spectating. Stephen A. Smith, what happened to the Max Kellerman first take? Why he leave the show? So Shannon Sharp, Stephen A. Smith went on the Joe Budden podcast and let it be known what really happened between him and Max.
I would take full responsibility for that. That's totally my fault.
Okay.
And the reason why it was my fault because I didn't like working with him, man. It's just that damn simple. I didn't like it. I thought the show was stale. I thought that we had flatlined when it came to the public at large, and I'm trying to win. I mean, I didn't want to go from number 1 to number 2 when Skip left. That's not what I wasn't having that. That shit was not going to happen.
Did anything in the numbers say that you might have been headed that way?
No, but to me it did.
Creatively?
To me it did, not just creatively, but the consistency of the number.
Got it.
In other words, it wasn't going this way.
Yeah.
It was just there.
It was just there.
And not only that, it's like It's like us being in this room right now. Come on, y'all. Y'all know the difference between something that's stale and something you pumped up for. You just know.
Absolutely.
And so,
streets. Max almost seems blacker than you, Stephen A. with what he's coming, with his commentary.
With all due respect, my brother.
I'm just saying, dog.
Wait a minute. Wait to finish.
I'm just saying.
I'm gonna check you right now. You done crossed the line.
I'm just saying.
Time. Wait a minute. You done crossed the line.
Was that showing the tweets?
Yeah, showing the tweet. So if you didn't watch the Joe Budden podcast, so Stephen A went on there talking about, the show. He already knew with the whole Max Kellerman situation. He already knew what was going to happen. He went to the show. He told him like, oh yeah, the show isn't doing good. I'm not telling you to fire Max, but I'm saying like, I'm going because I'm not here for no flatline Raiders. I'm only here to do the best. So people were saying like that was Stephen A. Flexing his weight around to get Max Kellerman off, but he's saying like I've been fired before in the past and nobody wanted me. I know how it feels to be blackballed, so I wouldn't do Max like that. And I already knew Max already had another show that's doing real good, and he's doing good at this also. So I'm gonna pitch this other stuff for Max. Make sure you get on that stuff. Make sure he's getting as much money as he did as he did in his first take, and then he can go. And that's what he did. So he's saying like he did good on his part because he made sure like Max had as much money that he's doing before. He wasn't gonna be starving or anything like that. So y'all shouldn't be throwing any shade on him.
He's still on ESPN, right, Max?
Yeah, he's still on ESPN.
He's on the other shows.
Yeah, he's on the other shows, and they're also saying like ever since that happened, Max Kellerman and Stephen A. Smith don't even talk anymore. Like they walk past each other, they barely even speak. But
hi.
If Stephen A. wants to go on the show, he can go in there and say stuff. But they just don't do that.
I don't know if he's gonna still let him to show after the way he slandered him on this. He was saying that they weren't growing, and Stephen A. is always like, I don't understand how he talks about always having the number one sports show. You're on ESPN. You're the number one sports show on basic cable. Everyone that has basic cable gets ESPN. Even if you have one of the apps like YouTube TV or one of the other ones, you get basic cable. So it's like, of course, ESPN is always it's a sports channel. It's always going to have the number one sports morning show, whatever morning show it puts on. FS1 is like the upgraded package on cable. And a lot of those like TV apps don't even have FS1 unless you get something upgraded. So, of course, it's not going to do it. I think what he didn't like is that when Skip left, that even though they weren't beating him on ratings on TV, that they were doing, Skip and Shannon were killing it as far as YouTube views. They had a lot of viral clips, a lot of viral TikToks, a lot of viral shorts. So they were killing it on that front. And also ESPN First Take, like he said, the ratings weren't really going up. It was kind of like plateaued at where it was at. So, and I don't understand how you blame it all on Max. I think Max had a lot of fans and said that he was really rational. But I think we have the real reason why. Oh, wait, did you get that clip?
What? Of which one?
Him and T.O.?
Yeah, the show. Him and T.O. and he said Max is more black than Max Kellerman's more black.
Showed in this? Sorry, I took a bathroom break.
Yeah, Max Kellerman is more black than Stephen A. Smith. And Stephen
that was
like,
hilarious.
Hold on.
I made Stephen A. almost cry.
You know what's funny? Like Stephen A. had the same tough relationship with Allen Iverson, and him and Allen Iverson like best of buds. Like he likes the tough love and all that stuff. But T.O., it's like he cracked and like just started crying like a little baby. Like T.O.'s always crying and whining. It makes no sense.
That's my quarterback, dog.
It didn't end up beefing with Donovan Knapp. He's not even cool with him no more. But I mean, with this situation here. This situation here, he also talks about in the whole Joe Budden podcast interview how Shannon Sharp didn't want to leave Fox Sports. Fox Sports basically told him like, "Oh yeah, we're not doing this anymore. You can leave." And like he said, and Stephen,
why would Fox Sports want to leave?
I mean, they saying like it wasn't working anymore. So who knows? And
do you think that after Shannon kind of gave Skip the cold shoulder on a little bit of a miscommunication, that like Skip kind of told him that, like, all right, we're ending this. Don't give him an updated contract.
He probably did. They just won't talk about it yet.
I
And
don't understand, man. They should have stayed. They were way better.
they were, and then also, remember when Stephen A. got fired? He remember like people tried to blackball him, so he's like, I didn't want the same thing to happen to Shannon. So as soon as we heard that happen, what I did was I threw a little word out there. I let him know like, we're interested in you over here, so that way it didn't feel like what he did. Because when Stephen A. got fired, nobody talked about Stephen A.'s film, so it was like he was blackballed for real until he found
Where
a way
did he
to
get fired from?
He got fired from ESPN.
Oh, and then he went back?
Yeah, he got fired from ESPN right in 2000. Right, I think right before the 2009 playoffs started, when the Lakers beat the Magic. So he got let go right when the playoffs from the start, and I don't know what he actually said to get fired. Like I guess he was feeling like he was bigger than the program, and now he came back. He all humbled himself. So now he's feeling like, oh, I can make ESPN money. So he's been doing that way. That's why he gets his whole little talk show, because Stephen A. has a talk show, his little talk show podcast, and people found out like that's kind of weird how you got your talk show podcast, but the whole no jumper situation happened where like you over here double dipping, you talking about sports over here and doing it over here. So you basically doing a competing company thing. But he's like, oh yeah, I make ESPN money, so they let me do what I want to do.
Yeah, it's kind of weird that he decided that he needed to do a podcast because, as far as I know, he was doing his First Take, and then he was also doing the Stephen A. radio show that was like on New York radio.
He seen the money in
I
it.
thought that was like the podcast that he was doing, but I guess he didn't see that was like kind of limited and people didn't really listen to radio. So I guess he stopped the radio show and it's like, let me do a podcast as my second thing.
Yeah, he's trying to show his value, like how like Pat McAfee does. Like Pat McAfee signed on the ESPN, but the way his show is run is
doesn't even Skip Bayless kind of has his own podcast separated from Undisputed where he talks about that random stuff.
Yeah, but with the whole the Fox Sports, that's really what's his name, Colin Cowherd? That's Colin Cowherd and Skip Bayless.
Yeah,
they basically got the whole. They basically you watching it for them. Like they have the main shows on that show, so they run the Fox. So with him, like Stephen A's trying to show like, oh yeah, I bring value to this too. I got this podcast, so he's trying to do a whole Pat McAfee does. Pat McAfee has a show on ESPN now, so the whole thing is like. Pat McAfee's not going to come on ESPN. He's going to be doing the same thing he's already doing. He funds his Pat McAfee show and like he does all that stuff and like he gets a second showing on ESPN. That's what he's going to be doing now. Then on top of that,
a lot of people are worried because they like how freely that he talked that with him getting on ESPN, which is owned by Disney, that he was going to be a lot more censored with his talk.
You see him on the college football. He does the college football thing. Every morning, I
don't really watch. I don't pay attention to college football unless it's Deion.
So so you see, so like the college football. So basically, like Pat McAfee does wrestling. He does the commentary on wrestling. He does the commentary on the NCAA college football game day in the morning. He's the main reason why you watch game day in the morning. He's the livest one. I'm gonna start showing you like he's calling out everybody, but everybody likes him on that show. But he dresses up. He doesn't come out in an undershirt like he does in his shirt, but he wears like a little more clothing. But on the whole game day, he has like the big Texas buckles. Like he has the big old buckle showing and everything. It's crazy. You'll like it.
You stare at his buckle.
I love that buckle. But I mean, we got this all going on. So comment below. Let me know how you feel about this whole situation. This is beef over with. Should they go ahead and fight? Nobody really care about Max Kellerman. Is Stephen A telling the truth? But right now, we're finna give it up to my codes and this NBA rule that's going on.
So the NBA approves new rule that will not allow teams to rest two stars in the same game. Basically, they're tired of the Kawhi Leonard, Anthony Davis type of stuff that's going on. They're tired of, basically no stars playing back to back and taking nights off, when it's not even that they're injured. That it's like health management, as they say. So they're basically banning the health management. But if a player's really injured, then they will be excused. They're basically going to show that, like, if a team seems like they're abusing the rules or faking injuries to have, healthy players avoid games, that they could be investigated, and if the investigation shows that the player was healthy and didn't play, then they could be fined. And I think it's about dang time that the NBA finally does something about all these healthy players taking off games. I mean, they got the best health and medical stuff available as far as cryogenic chambers and the medical staff having that, and all the the up to date new things, the technology that they have now to keep people healthy is way better than they had back in the day. But back in the day, you had people like Michael Jordan that in his prime was playing 78, 80, 82 games almost every year for over a decade. And then you got guys now with all this modern technology, and they can't even last. A lot of the so-called superstars of today are only playing 50 games. And even people like Kawhi Leonard or Anthony Davis, they're even taking a more toll, where they're only playing 40 so games a season. So I'm happy that they're doing it. We'll see how they enforce it. I've seen some of the complaints of the people talking about it. It's basically saying that they think that the fines aren't, even if they are proven to violate this, that the fines aren't that big enough to really make a big enough impact to persuade teams not to try to fake this sometimes and get guys extra rest.
True. I mean, with this whole thing, one thing I gotta say is, like, they're saying like you can't rest 2 stars or more. Like, you can't rest 2 stars at the same time. But some people are saying like, what's the rules of what's really considered a star? Because Victor Wembanyama,
They said that basically it's going to be anyone that's been an all-star in the last 5 seasons.
so you have to be more than one All-Star game in the past 5 seasons.
No, just one.
So
if you've been a all-star
So
in the past
okay, so
5
Jeff
years.
Teague. So Jeff Teague's an All-Star. Remember, he's been to one All-Star game, but he's played in multiple seasons.
Yeah, so he would be considered a star for the next 5 seasons after that.
That's great. So if you make it one time, so the next 5 seasons, you really can't do the whole.
You can't be
can't
doing the
rest
rope
them.
dope.
Okay, so I mean, we're going to see how they crack down on this. We're going to see what teams really care, who's going to really take that fine. I mean, that's really it. I want to see who really going to take that fine. I mean, the teams that's really going to rest the players, I really feel like they have enough money to take the hit. Like the Warriors
or the Lakers.
The Lakers can take the hit. The Warriors can take the hit. I mean, but they're saying like with the Lakers, they saying LeBron James gets the leeway because he's already.
Yeah, they said that they're going to have exemptions for players over 35, that they won't have to follow this. So that means players like LeBron
or pay a certain amount of minutes.
Yeah, that they won't have to worry about this as much. So they're going to have exceptions to the rule, and but this is just something that they're trying to do to basically police the league. Because if you remember, this kind of started back in the day with Greg Popovich and the Spurs, where he would not sit guys on back to back and this and that, because he knew his team was still so good that even if his stars didn't play, they could compete, and so he didn't really care. And would even almost give up certain games because he knew his team had such a high win percentage in the other ones.
True. So I mean, that's crazy. We're gonna see how this goes. I mean, this NBA trying to do everything a lot better, but it's time to move on. It's time to talk about TFTC music mix number PESO.
Shout out Tay Savage. We got his latest song, Bully Flow.
He got a video for this already?
He got a music video.
If you ain't
seen it yet, then you're late. And we got this added to TFTC Music Mix number 4. Check that out. We're up to 207 views. When it gets to 250, I think we'll make TFTC Mix number 5, like Mambo number 5. But check it out. We got a bunch of hype music. If you need a gym playlist or a party mix, check out TFTC Music Mix 1 through 4.
Exactly. You already know, man. And it's time to check out the new music. We need to Mondays.
We need to find a new music Tuesday since we moved the podcast to Tuesday.
I'm about to make one.
Yeah.
Probably have to make one. You probably can make one. You're the king of the neon lights. I'm pretty sure you can make up something.
I mean, that's what they say.
Whatever. We got Trunks on the other side, protecting the universe with one samurai sword at the same time.
You know who Trunks is?
Of course.
Who's Trunks' dad?
Your mama.
No, who's Trunks' dad?
Vegeta?
Yeah. Who's Trunks' mom?
Bulma?
Yeah. Look at you.
Why would I know that?
Huh?
Why would I know that?
I was 99% sure that you did, but I just wanted to test
Boma. Then Boma has the Capsule Corp because the dad and everything. I know that's my number one show. I know the characters of that. It's not like NFL football one. Like I'm coming up with the news.
Oh, so you're saying you're a rookie in the NFL?
I was until you said it. You hyped me up. So I'm coming up in the news. But
speaking of hyped up, we got a bunch of trash music that came out. The
lies,
this week. We have Rod Wave, who
fire.
No one listens to.
No.
A new single.
So I played.
Diddy had a Dookie album.
That's a lie.
Offset had a single.
We finna react to that video.
Lil Nasty X had a song.
The people were saying that album is really good. They saying like the album that he put out before was trash compared to this one. So you can check out that. The Sexy Red, Little Durk, the Hellcat, the Hellcat, huh?
Sexy Red and Little Durk songs out.
Yes, the video's out. We supposed to react to it. Hellcat 2. Remix. They got that out. It came out. A lot of the things Killer Mike dropped the song, but that Rod Wave, you can go to my trick. That Rod Wave 2 that Rod Wave album came out. I played like 2 tracks of it. It is fire. I'm telling you, if you play if you play that Rod Wave, you gonna like it. But my pick of the week is the Love album with P. Diddy, fire.
I knew that a pool boy would pick this album.
Whatever, man. Back to back, no skips at all, man. Like I said,
this album has no skips.
No skips. You can play this in the background. He got 21 Savage on. He got everybody on here. Sway Lee, French Montana, 21 Savage, Coco Jones, Fabulous, The Weeknd. It's fire. But then got my Cole's pick of the week. He dropped his.
What's your favorite song?
All of them.
Oh my god! All right.
You know what's so crazy? I didn't even look at the track names. That's how fire that. I just let it play.
You just let it play. Well, there was no hot music, so instead of picking an album, I picked a single, and it's what was on TFTC Music Mix. So we got Tay Savage, Bully Flow, the single you can find on all music platforms. Support your boy Tay today.
So
Savage.
You already know, man. You already know it's time to end the show. I need y'all to follow us on Twitter.
Because you said, it's going to be an hour and 20-minute show. It's a 2-hour show.
Whatever, man.
2-hour podcast.
I'm trying to end it on.
You know that Theory and Josh just had a Nerd Theory that was like 2 hours and 15 minutes? That's basically what we did today.
We better. We better than that. We gonna be better.
Check us out on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Papa Oblock, at Felix Supreme 305. Subscribe if you watch this far and watch the podcast. Like, comment, subscribe. It's the best way to help our channel. Check out all of our other channels in the description. There's our QR code for Instagram for Tales from the Crib and Crib Reactions. There's our QR code for TikTok. Scan that. Crib Reactions, we just hit 6K subs to get us to 10K. Check us out everywhere else. What music you talking about? You want your theme music?
Yeah.
You feeling like Deion?
Feeling like prime time. It's prime time.
Bless you, cuz. Ooh. We back.
I just bless y'all. Y'all better go play the lotto. Y'all might win. But hey, man, it's TFTC Podcast, episode 123. It's your boy, Jesse J, Felix Supreme 305. I got my co-hosts with me, Papa O'Block, holding it down, doing the producing, getting everything done. It's time to get these photos on, man. Thank y'all for watching.
What to do with my hands.
Already got me next to baby, yeah.
That's gonna be a good one. All right, man. Hey, you got any last words to say about this? He getting his pose on. You for the Chris Bosh shit?
Oh, no.
For the Chris Bosh shit?
You're getting that champagne shower. No, you better watch out before you get Molly Wop and Molly Pop. Thanks for checking out Tales from the Crib. What episode was this?
123, baby, man. Let's get to the money.
All right, we out of here. 123. Let's do it. Tales from the Crib. Thanks for watching. We will see you next Tuesday. Chico Grande, Chico 2 times, Felix Supreme 305. We'll see you next week.
Bada bing, bada boom.